Times Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien, and coming up in today's news, Fairfield House, the best setting for a Victorian affair, rescue chopper winches out Walker, and Mo Time Movember comes to a close shave, but not Santa, who drew in large crowds from all round the region. It was a busy day at the Humbugs and Hullabaloo Victorian Costume Affair at Fairfield House, with many making a big effort with some outstanding costumes and designs. There was entertainment for the kids with cheerleaders, clowns, and even a fairy with a magical briefcase board game that kept the little ones entertained throughout the day. The event was a chance for people to get dressed up and experience what was aimed to be an old-fashioned market or fete. It proved to be a popular family day out. With the end of November comes the end of Movember, with the judging done on Sunday at the Victoria Rose Tavern in Nelson. The categories were Most Manly, Best Ginger, Best Porn and Best Babyface. I spoke with some contenders just before prize giving to see what categories they thought they could win.
No.
Definitely Most Manly, I think. He'll win that for sure, yeah.
You think you can agree with that?
Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As long as there's not too many gingers out there.
And did you grow that moustache in the month?
No, I didn't. No, it was a big dirty beard for maybe 2.5 months. Yeah.
Still bloody good effort, well done.
Yeah, it has to be done.
No category, I'm Chopper Reed.
Oh, that would have to be the Most Manly then, wouldn't it?
I would think so. Yeah.
Any agreement over here?
Yeah, Most Manly.
Definitely the most ugly, I think. Definitely, yeah.
And it just taken you a month to grow that good mo there, bro?
Yeah, just 4 weeks, yeah. But I've cheated a little bit because I work at the man cave, and apparently it was obligatory that I had to grow a moustache for this event. And I was devastated because I'd just grown my beard, and so I had to shave it all off. I was pretty upset. So I've gone like semi-rough, you know. So I think it's just ugly. Yeah, that's the one I'm winning.
Oh, that's good commitment to the job and to the Mobro cause.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's all part of the service at the man cave, isn't it? You know?
I imagine it'll probably be the baby face. You know, growing a mustache has never been a strong suit of mine, but it's all for a good cause.
Excellent. And only took you a month to grow that, Mo?
Took me a month. Generally don't have one. I started from scratch. I'm a registered nurse, so men's health is very important to me, and that's why I'm supporting the endeavour.
You want to do something a little bit more difficult? Congratulations. Let's give him a big round of applause, folks. The best man in the star.
And finally, the most ugly, won by yours truly, won the free hot shave. So left with little options after winning my ugly title, I went to Mobro HQ, otherwise known as Stormy's Man Cave, where I received my prize. Although it was all done in the worst possible taste, the issue of men's health is one that needs to be talked about more, and hopefully this Mobro awareness will do just that. The $1,000 that has been raised will go to the Nelson Tasman Hospice Trust to help promote men's health. On Sunday afternoon, the Nelson Marlborough Rescue Helicopter was called to an incident in Bark Bay in the Able Tasman National Park. A 65-year-old Wakefield woman had slipped while walking and fracturing her ankle. Upon arrival, the helicopter was unable to land at the scene, so opted to deploy the onboard paramedic by winch approximately 80 feet down through the bush to the track below, where the woman was treated before being winched aboard the helicopter. She was flown to Nelson Hospital for further medical care. On Friday afternoon, the call went out from Nelson Bay's police, who were seeking sightings of a missing Motueka man, Colin Smith. Mr. Smith, aged 66, with Down syndrome, was reported missing from Jack Ingalls Hospital in Motueka around 5:30. It is understood that he also suffered from dementia. After scouring the Motueka area for most of Friday night, they located him about 7 a.m. Saturday morning in an orchard. Mr. Smith was found cold and hungry, but otherwise unharmed. The Nelson Marlborough Institute of Technology Jens Hansen Excellent Award winners have been announced, and 2 students now share the Jens Hansen Excellence Award in Visual Arts and Design for 2014. This prestigious annual award is presented for studio practice in the final year of the Bachelor of Arts and Media program at NMIT. This year it was decided by 2 external moderators, Rachel Hoskin from UCOL and Bertie Leone from Otago Polytechnic. The award was presented at the opening of the 2014 Bachelor of Arts and Media exhibition at NMIT last Friday, the 28th of November. NMIT Creative Industries Arts tutor Catherine Salmon said that both of the outstanding students, Hyun Young and Erica Isaacson, have quite different creative practices. Hyun works in graphic design and Erica with video installation. Halfdan Hansen, owner of Jens Hansen, the ring maker and son of the late Jens Hansen, congratulated the winners, and he said that the past winners had proven themselves to be the ones to watch in the creative community and can't wait to see what the future brings for this year's winners. Pull your heads out of the sand is what climate change action groups will be telling the government this coming Sunday the 7th at 11:30 a.m. at Tahunanui Beach, Heads in the Sand protest. Local concerned parent Sarah Cooper was out last Saturday informing the people of this nationwide action with some help. I interviewed people about their opinions on climate change. You got a guy with his head in the sand here. What's going on?
So what we're doing is there's a nationwide event happening, and pretty much what we're doing is by getting as many people as we can to the beaches around New Zealand and getting them to stick their heads in the sand, taking photos of this and showing the nation that we can see what the government's doing with regard to their policies on climate change and mining in this country. And yeah.
So you organised a climate change march a couple of months ago. Is this a carry-on from that, or is it something different altogether?
Well, in a sense, I guess it is just all awareness building and just keeping the pressure on to wake up, really, because we really need to do something. We need to stop driving cars around, gradually just transition. I've just gone and bought myself an electric bike so that that's my new vehicle to go get my groceries and my boy to and from kindy, so that's going to be interesting. Yes, and even in the rainy weather, I'll stick a raincoat on and survive it. I survived the shower and I survived the ocean, so that's cool.
Excellent. And this is an idea like think globally and act locally?
I guess it is, yeah. It's a global problem, but we've got to focus on what we can do, the positive action that we can do locally, because that's the bite that we can chew.
Have you got any opinions on climate change?
Yes, I think what's behind us is dead right, because New Zealand do have the heads in the sand, and we should be looking at pulling our heads out of the sand so that we can see where we're going in the future. New Zealand is destroying a lot of trees and bird life, etc., and we need to be looking at that to reconstruct our spare land and put trees back on there so that we can get the bird life back in.
Excellent. So you're really keen on getting some renewable energy in New Zealand up and going?
Yes, I have a bit of a hill up where we live, and I've been cutting back all the rubbish and the gorse and replanting natives back into that bit of plot of land to bring back the life, and I wish New Zealanders all over would be doing the same so that we can have a great country for our future grandchildren.
Climate change is something we need to seriously consider. It's important that we address it now and not leave it to the future generations, because I'd like our kids, when we have them, to live in a clean environment, and it's just important for everything in the ecosystem as well.
Sure, yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, because our ancestors didn't just leave things for us to deal with, otherwise we wouldn't have the world we have in.
Well, definitely not. No, you're right at that point. Yeah. Do you have any?
No, I completely agree. Climate change is such a huge issue, and I don't think many people take that seriously, especially in government, and they should. And the facts are there. I did a geography degree, so I know the facts are there, and it does exist, and it is a huge issue.
Well, yeah, this is the problem. There seems to be a lot of facts, like you say, facts out there that they seem to be ignoring because it's not what our corporations really want. You feel that's true?
Yeah, and we're all guilty, we all use cars and stuff like that and energy, but you know, I think like we can do little things where we try and minimise the effect that we have on the earth, because you know, fuel's not going to be around forever, and you know.
Hey, that's great. Thanks very much. Hail on Friday would have had some orchardists and seasonal workers in Tasman worried about crops, as the area around Ruby Bay and Mapua suffered a downpour, causing cars to pull off the road to seek cover from the intensity of the falling hailstones. Growers in the region are anxiously waiting to see if much or any significant damage has been caused by the mid-afternoon downpour, and should be able to see any damage sometime this week. The hail cannons could be heard reverberating around the area before and during the downpour, but seemingly with little effect, as the hail, the size of small marbles, assaulted the ground. However, others with a different agenda may have been worried that the weather would also rain on the Santa's Parade in Motueka for the Friday evening event. But fortunately, the weather cleared and the parade continued onwards to spread some Christmas cheer among the large crowd who had lined the streets to see what their community had in store for them. Mainland was there to see pipe bands on float stands, zamba dancers, floats pulled by local orchard trucks, and also walking in the parade with the Vanuatu RSE workers, added to that with ponies, alpacas, the odd mad cow or two, plus more, giving the parade a rural feel that other parades in the region really emulate. Added to that, the fun costumes of some, providing the young children glimpses of TV, fantasy heroes and cartoon characters, along with many floats from local businesses that were presenting the theme of Christmas. And finally, the last prize of the parade being that of Santa, who proved that the long wait was worth it for those watching as he trotted down the street and behind the line of the last paraders, on his horse-drawn sleigh. Many young children went home happy after seeing firsthand the promise of Christmas that is just a few weeks away. However, for those following Santa this weekend, the Richmond Parade on Sunday provided the crowd of thousands some excitement too, as many local businesses pulled out tinsel and Christmas ornaments to join in the fun in the midday parade. A splattering of street performers kept the crowd entertained, with many in the parade throwing lollies to eagerly awaiting young hands. Large bubble blowers proved a hit with the kids, who were screaming in delight at the giant bubbles blowing towards them. And after all the floats had passed, Santa's sleigh pulled into Sundial Square for what appeared to be for some a close encounter with the big bearded man himself. After the break, we'll bring you the latest in local weather and events.